Hello, welcome back to Natural Music. Today I'm going to do a request from one of the students. He asked for He is Lord, and also I'm kind of answering two requests here. Someone asked for, or several people have asked, how do you play? There's different terms for it, but they'll say pretty chords, or how do you play different ones, or some may even say jazz voicings, or when you're doing a slow song. And sometimes I don't always, it varies so much each time that I do different chords. I may play them different ways because I've got different moves that I like to use. It's hard for me to pinpoint what's going on. But I made this little arrangement and tried to really just remember the moves that I did on this He is Lord that you should have just heard. And so we're going to go over this version of this. And this is also a great just illustration of how you can play something different. And on the lyrics and chords page that is on our website, there's going to be a He is Lord Easy. That'll just be the basic chords that I feel like you can get away with. And then there'll be this complex, or I don't know, more highly voiced, I don't know what you want to call this, pretty chords as some of you have called it. Version of this. So if you just want to learn this in its simplicity and then kind of see what we're going around here, you can see that there's options. Also, for those of you that want to talk about options on songs and realize that there isn't just one way to play them, Josh Singletary from the Tribute Quartet has done a whole course on options. And he used a song that you probably wouldn't play in church, not too often anyway, called Happy Birthday. Maybe you've heard of it before. And I think he did that on purpose so that way you had to use the concepts from it and from the song and then apply it to whatever song you're playing. So many of you just want to become robots. I definitely was guilty of that at the beginning and just play the song like it is, but we want you to understand where it's coming from. Okay. I digress from that. Let's get into this He is Lord. We're in the key of G. This is 4/4 time. It's a slow, very worshipful chorus. I've heard it most of my life. And here's some chords that I just came up with today. And I thought I would share this version of He is Lord. So we're in G. So for those of you that may be very beginner, this may be a little complex for you. And then there'll be others. It won't be hard, but it'll be just a different way of looking at it because it's my way of doing it. And you may have your version of that. But it's always good to get things from other players. So here's my version of He is Lord that I came up with real quick today. So it just opens up, He is Lord, He is Lord. So there's this little walk that I do. One, in the left hand, you can just hit an octave G, but I hear lately, you've probably noticed if you've been following the lessons, have done these little, I don't know, just notes up to the note that I'm going to. So I'm going E, F, F sharp to G, and I'm going, rolling it up, and I kind of roll this down, or not really, actually, I just hit it. So I go, then on is, we're going to play this is. So let me talk to you about what I did here. Now, normally, I would call this a 1 sharp diminished or a G sharp diminished 7 chord. And I would play it like this. Left hand is G sharp, and then the right hand would be a G sharp diminished 7, which would be F, G sharp, B, and D. I mean, technically it's voiced like this, but I put the F down here. Because of the way the melody is, and if this is a guy singing this melody line could be He is Lord, or it could be He is Lord. So I don't know what that person's going to do. So I let the movement to the G sharp down here, and I play a G7 here. It's like I take this away. So, because I don't want to do that with the vocals singing this and I'm playing this. So maybe they would match it, maybe they wouldn't. But I'm going to go, He is Lord, like that. And if you want to, and I might have even in the demo added that A flat in there, you can, and it won't be the worst thing in the world if you do that. I just knowing the melody line and options that people sing this song. I'm going to avoid it in this lesson. So he is, so on is, it's like we're playing a G7 here, a rootless G7. So F, B, and D down here with a G sharp. So he is Lord, and we're just walking to an A minor 7 or an A minor, but I'm gonna play an A minor 7. So it looks like a C up here, G, C, and E. Taking that A, dropped it down to 7. We're holding the A down there. So we're going, he is Lord. And then while sustaining this A down here, it's just holding that chord. We just hit it. I go over this A minor, and then we're going to D. So while I'm holding this A, I go, all right, like that. So I'm going, just playing over this A minor, A, B, and C with an E down there. See how I'm just playing around with an A minor shell a bit? And then I just kind of walk down, shell of a G, D, and B, to shell of an A minor here, C and A. And I got bad form here. I'm just, so you can see here, you should keep your hands up here. And then, oh, well, that's not a shell of an A minor. It's we're going to a D7. So we're gonna change down here to this D. So we're going, all right, let's play what we got so far. All right, we're right there. Now we're going to this D7. And we're gonna roll down here. So I'm gonna go D, A, D, and then the F sharp of the D. So like that. So, all right. Now here's a little kind of dissonant sounding thing that goes. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna play this. It looks like it's a D with a 9 in it and a 6 there. Is what I'm gonna call that. So here's the. So I know there's not many notes of a D up here, but here's what I'm playing here. It's over a D7 chord, and this is just kind of an altered chord. C, E, F sharp, and B. A little move I like to do. And then this is gonna kind of sound weird, because I know I just said don't do this earlier, but this kind of has a neat, I think it's neat anyway, sound when we kind of roll up to the B here. And I go G, A, B flat, B, and you gotta, you know, when you hit that chord, because this is kind of the melody line. And then we're going down to this A minor, C, E, and A with an A down there. Is Lord. And then back to a G, B, D, and G. We're gonna roll this G. Lord, so G, D, and G. Okay? So far we got. Okay, so now we didn't go over that part there. So after we got He is the Lord, we roll that G while holding this G up here, B, D, and G. We're gonna do this lick. And it's kind of in the same spot you would go Lord, G, to C if you were just playing it straight. So I'm gonna go, and I won't explain that too much for sake of time, but it's just a move that I play when you could possibly play G to C to G. So we're kind of playing over that. So here's what it is. So I'm holding this G up here the whole time, but I'm gonna play D and with an F down here. I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna play while still holding this G up here the whole time, C and E. All right, and then we're going to do C with an A right here. A and C, C. All right, so it goes. I'm still holding this G up here. You don't have to, you could just do it right there, but I do. All right, and then we're gonna do this little, I guess, bending, almost like Kramer note, or actually it definitely is. Go down here, we're going back to G. So octave G down there, and then A and D, and then we're gonna correct to the B there. Bend that note. So we got, okay, so far we got He is the Lord. Okay, so now we're going to go over the He has risen from the dead and He is Lord. Okay, so on He, we're going to play a C in the right hand, C, E, and G, He, and then we're going to roll this D up. B, C, D flat, or C sharp, I guess, to D. Or you can do it down here, or you can just hit an octave D. Either way, you got to get to a D and go He has, or He has, or down here, He has. So it's a C with a D down here, however you get there. And then we're going to play, on has, we're going to play a C7. So C, F sharp, and A. So there's the, I'm sorry, yeah, D7. He has risen. All right, so on risen, we're back to a G chord. So I'm going D, G, and B in the right hand, and I roll it up, and then I hit that B again. Risen, kind of just play with the melody line. Risen. In the left hand, I'm rolling G, D, G, and B. Risen. Just kind of like a guitar would. If it was playing like that. So risen. Then from is going to be a G major 7. So here's a G. We're going to replace the G with a major 7. So yeah, so it almost looks like a D with a B in it, but it's not. We're going to play G major 7 with an F sharp down here. So I'm going to go risen from. All right, on from we're rolling F sharp, D, and F sharp. So risen from the, and then I hit that B again, from the, and then on dead we're going to go to a E minor 7. Risen from the dead. And, all right, so when I go and, so on and He is. All right, so we're going and He is. So we're playing this D and B, C and A, B and G, and He is. And we're going to end up on this A minor. Lord, so C, E, and A, and He is Lord. So He has risen from the. So here's this E minor, 7, D, B, and D, G, and B. Had a brain freeze there for a second. With an E, we're rolling it E, B, E, and up to this G. The dead and He. So on that and He is Lord. All right, so you hit that G there together. So and He. So we're rolling this up. E on the E minor, E, B, E to G. And He. So we're just holding that down during that. And He is. Then we're going to go to this A minor. So on our left hand, we're going to roll up A here. Lord. All right. Just hold that A. Then, just like in the beginning. All right, to the D. So A minor to D. So we do that. And we're rolling to the D. So it's just like the very beginning of a song. We're going A minor to D. So, and He is Lord. All right. And then here's the same thing we did, the C with the D down there. Now we're to D7, or you can roll it. All right, so we're right there. All right, shall. All right, so kind of the same as before. We're doing that roll. We're going G. Then we're going to go a G major 7, which is D, F sharp, and B. And we're going to go F sharp, D to F sharp. Then, you know what? Let's roll that up to that B right there. Every knee shall bow. All right, so here's something kind of new if you're not used to this. So we're going to hold the G down here and an F up here. Bow every knee shall bow. So bow. All right, so that little move is, here we're gonna do a G. Well, G in the left hand, so G, D, and G, and then we're gonna play that F right here, C, F, and A. And we're going down here to this regular G, B, D, and G. So every knee shall bow. All right, so I go F, and I go, and then I roll it. I just go C, F, A, so. And I go down to this G. So there's how I kind of transition from there. So every knee shall bow. Oh, I didn't do it again. Shall bow. All right. Now while holding this G up there, we're going to go. All right, so we're going to go to a C chord, and I'm going to kind of walk up to it, just notes in the C scale up to this E, which is the third of C. So I'm gonna go, we'll roll that in the left hand, C, C, G, C. So I'm gonna go G, B, C, D, E. So, in this I needed a few more notes, so I played the D to the E. So kind of walk down up there, I go, so when I hit that E, I'm going to add that G in there. And you can even add we'll just add the G and the E, so when I hit that E, I'm going to go, I did that wrong. All right. So what we're doing here is I'm playing around in the left hand, and then when I hit that E, I hit here, and then while holding that G, I go G and D down to the C. I think that's what I did. Yeah, so see how I did that? Just walk down with the G still down there. All right, and I've got that E held there the whole time. Okay? Now, after that C, we're going to go to a C minor. Now, we're going to do something a little bit different here. Going to add some texture to it. So we're going to play a C minor with a D on top. Now, I know that kind of seems weird, but it gives it just that dissonant sound. So we're going to play your regular C minor is like this. So we're going to take this C and act like we play it like this. Besides, we're not going to play C up here. We're going to play D. And then we're going to resolve down to it. All right, so we're going to roll this C like this down here, the C minor. See how we did that? All right, so we're going. So we're playing in the right hand. We're rolling a D sharp, G, and a D up here. So, and then we're playing a D sharp and a C, which is the shell of the C minor. So, oop. All right, then while we're rolling this, all right, then we end up on the D sharp and the G. And then we're just gonna hit the single note A because it's part of the melody. So, then we're going to a G with the D down here, but we're gonna roll it. So we're gonna go, so up here we're gonna play this G, D, G, and B, but we're gonna roll D, B, D, all right? And we're gonna finish it on out with the G and B, so. And we're gonna go D, G, A, and then we're gonna play this. All right, so this is like, it's like a C major, C major 7, but I'm kind of acting like it's a D down here. It's in the place of a D. So I'm C major 7, and then we're gonna go, so that's, but let's do this in the left hand. Let's play D, A, and C. So it's kind of like we're playing a D down here and a C major 7 up here. So I'm gonna let that hold there, and it looks like we're playing an E minor here. E, G, and B. So I'm kind of playing this where a D would be at. And then I roll that. And then I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this D sharp diminished, which, so in the left hand and right hand both the same. C, E flat, C, E flat, G flat, or D sharp and F sharp to A. And we just kind of roll the right hand. So this Christ, and then I just hit the A. Is the Lord, back down to G, B, D, and G. We roll the G, and then we do that we did earlier. Hit the B, D, and G up there, just kind of end it. So you can play the end of that for an intro, and it would make perfect sense. Look at your chord charts, go back and watch that demo, and take a listen also to the MP3 if you need to be reminded. I know this was just a quick version of how I would play some different chords in this nice little chorus called He is Lord. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you at the next lesson.